The Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps warned that Iran would target the Israeli harbor in Haifa if Israel invades Gaza. The Deputy Commander-in-Chief of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, Brigadier General Ali Fadavi, mentioned that the Palestinian resistance possesses the capability to act independently and has ample forces within Gaza. Nevertheless, if Israel were to unwisely choose to invade Gaza, Iran would fire missiles directly at Haifa, he declared. The Corps said, if Israel's crimes against Gaza do not stop, there will be another shock waiting for them, adding that the resistance forces' shocks will continue against the Zionists until this cancerous tumor disappears from the world's map. General Fadavi stated, if the evil people worldwide intend to commit a foolish action like invading Palestinian territories, they will encounter a dismal defeat and a resolute reaction from the resistance front. He also emphasized that Iran refrains from supplying arms and missiles to the Palestinian resistance groups as they manufacture their own weaponry. The Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei recently accused Israel of perpetrating genocide in the Gaza Strip while the world watches. Up to a month before the October 7th attacks, approximately 500 members of Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad received specialized training from the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps' Quds Force. The report pointed out that the militants received training from Iran's elite Islamic Revolutionary Guards as recently as September. It cited individuals with knowledge of intelligence regarding the attack. The training exercises were reportedly attended by prominent Palestinian and Iranian leaders, including Esmail Khani, the chief of the Quds Force. The Quds Force, derived from the Arabic term for Jerusalem, Al-Quds, is an elite unit of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards. Iran has a history of financially supporting Palestinian militant organizations, including Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and Hezbollah under the banner of resistance. It's important to note that the U.S. State Department has officially designated the Corps itself, including the Quds Force, as a foreign terrorist organization. Additionally, Canada, Israel, Saudi Arabia, and Bahrain also consider the Corps a terrorist organization. On the other side, Israel has expressed concerns that Hezbollah's actions pose a threat of drawing Lebanon into a broader regional conflict, following another night of intense cross-border exchanges of fire with the Iran-backed militant group. Israel reported that once again, anti-tank missiles were launched from Lebanon, and they successfully intercepted a drone. Issuing one of its gravest warnings, the Israeli military conveyed that Hezbollah was engaging in an extremely perilous situation, stating that they were dragging Lebanon into a war that it stands to gain nothing from but risks losing a great deal. Hezbollah, one of the most powerful militias in the Middle East, receives funding from Iran and is also represented by a political party in Lebanon. This political wing of Hezbollah maintains an extensive network of schools, hospitals, social services, and even local financial institutions. Alongside its allies, Hezbollah holds significant influence in Lebanon, possessing both a majority presence and military strength that enables it to obstruct government and parliamentary decisions. Lebanon's government, with limited control over Hezbollah's armed wing, has announced its preparations for an emergency plan in the event of a conflict. The country's national airline, Middle East Airlines, has relocated some of its aircraft to Turkey, and authorities have been in discussions regarding strategies to safeguard Lebanon's infrastructure and trade routes. During a televised press conference, a Hezbollah legislator stated that the group's objective is to hinder Israel from attaining its aims in Gaza. Hassan Fadlallah, speaking in southern Lebanon, also commended the local residents for their contributions in providing their finest young men to confront Israel. The Lebanese Prime Minister Najib Mikati conveyed that the government is engaged in discussions with Arab and international entities in an effort to halt Israel's assaults in the southern region and to prevent the conflict from spreading deeper into Lebanon. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken had a conversation with Mikati and acknowledged the increasing worry regarding the escalating tensions along Lebanon's southern border. Israel's military spokesperson Daniel Hagari stated that the conflict with Hezbollah is primarily concentrated along the contact line. Hezbollah has echoed this sentiment, emphasizing that the clashes adhere to the so-called rules of engagement, which confines the confrontation to Lebanese territories they deem as occupied. Hezbollah claims to possess a force of 100,000 fighters and a stockpile of missiles with the capability to reach all of Israel. Their participation in the Syrian conflict alongside President Bashar al-Assad's forces has provided their fighters with experience in guerrilla warfare. Hezbollah's previous conflict with Israel in 2006 resulted in over 1,000 casualties in Lebanon and over 100 in Israel, leading to extensive displacement and damage. Although the group declared victory at that time and garnered significant support in the Arab world, the political landscape has evolved since then. Hezbollah's involvement in combating Syria's popular uprising negatively affected its reputation in certain regions of the Middle East. In Lebanon, critics of the group hold it responsible for the country's economic crisis and claim that Hezbollah's actions have led to Arab donors, like Saudi Arabia, withholding essential financial support for Lebanon. Veteran Israeli diplomat Itamar Rabinovich views the current conflict in Gaza as the first Iran-Israel war. He noted, however, this conflict unfolds within a broader framework primarily driven by Iranian endeavors to confront Israel on multiple fronts. Rabinovich explained that there is presently a sustained battle of attrition between Hezbollah, an Iranian proxy, and Israel. At any moment, Iran and Hezbollah's leadership could decide to escalate this into a full-scale war. Iranian support for Palestine originates from the ideological and religious alignment. Iran is an Islamic republic with a predominantly Shia Muslim population, and it sees the Palestinian cause as a matter of both religious and ideological significance. Many Iranians feel a strong connection to the Palestinian issue due to their shared Islamic faith. Anti-Israel stance. Iran has been a vocal critic of Israel since its Islamic Revolution in 1979. The government's anti-Israel stance is a key element of its foreign policy, and supporting the Palestinian cause aligns with this stance. Geopolitical influence. By supporting Palestinian groups, Iran seeks to expand its influence and project power in the Middle East. Supporting anti-Israel forces in the region allows Iran to challenge the regional dominance of Israel, as well as that of its regional rival, Saudi Arabia. Solidarity with the oppressed. Iran portrays itself as a champion of oppressed peoples, and it views the Palestinians as an oppressed group facing Israeli occupation. This aligns with Iran's self-image as a defender of the downtrodden. Distracting from domestic issues. Supporting the Palestinian cause can also serve as a means of distracting from domestic issues and rallying public support, particularly during times of political or economic unrest. It's important to note that Iran's support for the Palestinian side is a complex and multifaceted issue, and it is influenced by a combination of religious, ideological, geopolitical, and domestic factors.